So I finally decided to take a drive and to see what it was like. And it's looking very semi post apocalyptic out there in New York. So I decided to go to the city in Manhattan. When you live in New York, you don't call Manhattan, you call it the city, if you know what I mean. So
Of
I'm
course.
going, I just drove around New York because I was bored on Saturday and it was super nice. And I was like, you know
Is it
what?
like I Am
I've been in
Legend
the house
kind
for
of
like
good?
2 months. So I think I deserve going outside and seeing what outside looks like. And I'm going to
I
tell you,
haven't even been to
it's
Manhattan.
very dead.
I don't know how
It's
many
it's
months now.
semi dead.
Probably 3 months. I'm sorry. The city, yes.
No,
We call
it
Manhattan.
I it would it's almost there, but it's not.
We we live in the five boroughs. You call it the city. If you live in
The city.
any other part that's not the five boroughs, you would call it Manhattan. Like the
When you
same way
live
you
in New
call
York,
Queens,
you don't call
people call
Manhattan Manhattan.
Queens out in Long Island the city.
It's the
It's
city.
crazy. Technically, to people that live in Suffolk, they'd be like, "Yo, that's the city." It's like that's Queens. The city for me is Manhattan. Yeah, but it's not like how it is out there. But it's I've
Queens is a
seen.
city to
I
Long
haven't been
Islanders.
in the city in like probably 3 months, and it's got
It's
what
the
I've
suburbs.
seen. I
It's
mean,
the
people
suburb.
obviously are living in the apartments in Manhattan,
Yeah, of course.
but what I've seen on like social media looks pretty like doesn't look like its usual old, you know, city. You know, the usual Manhattan hustle and bustle. You know, everybody's out on the streets, but you're saying it's almost like I Am Legend, which is scary to be honest.
Kind of. The only thing I hate, like, it's still driving in the city.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
only
yeah,
thing
yeah,
is there's like an
yeah.
increased rate of bikers. And it's just annoying because they feel like they run the street now. There's like, oh yeah, no cars. If you run the
You
street,
almost you
we can
almost
like
nailed
not follow
what you're saying.
laws. You know, they have like the stoplights for the bikes.
Oh,
They're just blowing past them.
so they
I was
cut you
trying to
off.
make a left turn and I couldn't because these asshole bikers were just like, fuck the
Oh,
red light
nice.
for the bike.
That's New York for you, man.
No,
No
I
more
didn't
not
say
as
that. I
much traffic
almost
on the
nailed
road.
when I
Like too many
said that
cars
the
on the road
bikers were
now
being assholes
gives them
and
more
me
of
being,
a incentive
yes,
to be like,
they cut me and
I
a
don't give
bus
a shit.
off. So
I'm riding my bike
shout out to
here.
those
You know, you just
bikers.
gotta share the road. I get that, but
Um,
don't just not freaking to any traffic laws now. Come on, go ahead, bro.
Whatever. That shit is stupid.
Go fucking
That shit
ahead,
gets
bro.
me mad. You know what else gets me mad? Dedicating a whole fucking episode to the New York Giants, previewing their season, getting so hyped, over predicting, over projecting what they were supposed to do because USA Today has them at 2-14. And to be honest, I don't think we're gonna go 2-14. Let's stop that. We're not going 2-14. The Redskins, I don't think they're gonna be a better team than us. But you know what? After this weekend that we had, after the surprise support that Deandre Baker, the moron that he is, decided to rob somebody for their jewels with a firearm with, his accomplice Quentin Dunbar. Like why would you do that? You signed a multi-million-dollar contract to play football. You are a gifted athlete. You are above a lot of people that want to play football. And what do? You decide it's okay to have a gun and rob somebody. And then you planned it. You planned the whole thing. But you thought that you weren't going to get caught. Hmm. And you know
It
what
just
sucks
that
even
just pushes
more?
it aside
The
because that just
Giants
never
just
happened. You
swept it
know.
under the rug. Didn't even didn't even address it. Didn't even say, "Hey, we know there's things going on with one of our players. Uh we're investigating the issues and we'll report back to you." No, instead, I have to get it from Adam Schefter. The Giants told DeAndre Baker, "Oh, don't come to virtual practice." Well, newsflash, he was never coming in the first place because you had virtual practice and he never even showed up. So what's the point? And on top of that, there's more stuff coming out that, oh, we had red flags about him before the draft. So you
You
traded
know
up
what?
for a guy that
I'm
you
just gonna
had
go
red
back
flags
to what
for.
Gettleman does, man. Just hey, man. I tell you how he drafts. I mean, I wouldn't predicted this last year in last year's draft that he would have gotten a warrant for unlawful possession of a firearm and also being involved with a robbery. I wouldn't have predicted that.
Okay, but
Oh, no.
this is my
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
The Giants knew that he had some strings like loose in the head. There's red flags.
And they went
And
on with it.
you took the chance. You took it and you still like now we're short a quarterback. A cornerback, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like what does that
Our defense is already lacking a lot of pieces, and to have somebody, like, you know, using his talents, very talented cornerback, very talented defensive back, to lose him for possibly this season because I don't think this is gonna go away for him, pretty fast. I mean, this is a pretty fucking big deal that you try to rob somebody, and then on top of that, you get caught with a gun that's obviously not licensed. I don't understand why you would go and do that. You obviously, like you just mentioned, like, you're gifted. You have this God given talent to play professional football, and a lot of people don't have that opportunity. People that would be in your shoes would not do the certain action that you did, right? And go about, try to rob somebody. Like, that's come on, let's be honest here. Like, that's not the right thing to do. Right? You have other people trying to work their ass off, trying to get into the league, and then you're just going here doing very dumb things on the side. Obviously, that's very frowned upon. And what you mentioned about the Giants too, how
swept it under the rug? Never
they didn't even
happened. What?
acknowledge the fact that this happened. I didn't see any public statement from any of their social media feeds. You
You
see it
have
sometimes.
almost 2 million followers.
Usually, you see it on Twitter. I wouldn't expect them to post it on Instagram, but
The
on
second
Twitter,
it happened, the Seahawks did it. Why couldn't the Giants do something like that?
well, you gotta ask the fucking PR team for the Giants. Clear the PR team for the.
Instead, you're posting fucking memes. You're posting fucking videos of Saquon
You're posting.
dogging
You're
like he
posting.
does.
Yeah, I mean, you're
Yeah,
posting
say
a picture of weekend mood. Like, that's lit and all. Like, I get it's the weekend, I guess, but in this time of like uncertainty with everything going on, like, I think maybe something like this would have worked. Try to get, maybe you're trying to uplift people's spirits, but I think you would have, done a better job as the PR team to put a public statement out there. So, we're investigating a situation between Deandre Baker and the state of Florida, and we're investigating, and we will provide more details when they are available. And they didn't put that at all. The Seahawks did something like that. I just seen what you're talking about with the
exactly. And
Lombard situation.
this is exactly what Brandon Marshall was talking about. The Giants have to get things done a very specific way, a way that has to be, honorable and all of that. But in the day that we live in a social media area, social media driven culture. Don't you think you have half a mind to adapt to
Hmm.
those things that make, you know, teams on social media appealing and inviting to be a part of that fan base with transparency, to be honest with your fans? Like, listen, okay, we understand this guy made a mistake. We're looking into it. But no, we handle it like shit, like always, because we have to do some certain things a certain way. It has to be
That,
this way
that's
and no other way.
that's the Giants. That's the Giants' way, man. They're, I guess, like Brandon Marshall said, they have a certain way of doing things. They're a very classy organization.
They want things to stay the same, but things never stay the same.
You gotta at least acknowledge the errors that your players have done and take responsibility for what their actions. Because at the end of the day, they're representing your team. They're putting on that Giants jersey. They played it. He obviously was on the team last year, so
He wore my favorite fucking number. He disgraced that fucking number
two
27.
seven, 2-7. Shout out to Brandon Jacobs. And yeah, that's fucking that's terrible, man. I know you're pretty upset about that. Another thing to be, another thing to at least look at it like this. Hopefully, we'll get this sorted out. and we'll get him back on the field. But I don't know if Joe Judge is going to play that
No,
game.
he's not touching the field. He's not going to be a Giant again. I'm sorry. He's not going to play for any NFL team. Whatever. Anyways, something that makes me even more upset in the NFL realm is they're trying to revamp the Rooney Rules. Oh my god. There's just so many like things that are just like I had a good week last week and now I'm just having a terrible week. I'm upset. I'm fucking upset. So the NFL is proposing that if you acquire more minorities on your professional, staff, that in return for acquiring these minorities, they will give you draft picks depending on the position. So the more prestigious the position, or I guess the more tedious the position, you will get better draft picks. That's essentially what they're proposing. This is quite offensive. But then again, you have to think all the owners in the NFL are white. There's not a single minority NFL owner that is of color.
Yeah,
But to pass a rule that basically ridicules minorities, and I guess you could count women as minorities because they're not there's like only one female trainer that I know that works for the 49ers. But what the fuck? Like, why do we have to pass a rule to make sure people of minorities get jobs of prestigious NFL positions? It's not like we've never seen an NFL head coach of African American descent win a Super Bowl. It's been done before. It's just many people's unwillingness to accept the fact that people of color can actually be good at jobs that people of white color are good at too.
the fact that the NFL went around and did this, that's pretty low for Roger Goodell to.
It's not going around. They're publicly doing this and it's upsetting.
I'm saying that this is pretty low for them to do that. Why the hell would you want incentive to hire somebody of does not a Caucasian? If I would say it like that, it's kind of what the hell is going on. It's like me being Hispanic, it's like me getting a position as being a general manager. Okay, why'd you get your job? Because the team was gonna get a draft pick if they hired me. Like that's kind of like what the fuck? Like really? That's how you get? That's how you got your job? Like really? Other than the fact that you have all these accolades and all the certifications, basically, oh, we got you because we were gonna get a draft pick. That's it. That's so stupid, man.
And and how does that work? If all the teams decide, "Oh, okay, let's get all black head coaches. They're all going to move up 10 spots in the third round of the draft." Like that doesn't make any sense.
I don't understand.
Does
I
that
don't
make
understand
sense?
why the hell the NFL did this. Why on earth did they go about doing that? That is so that's so low of them to do.
Majority of the people who play in the NFL are black.
Yeah.
They're of color.
Mm.
You literally have quarterbacks that are throwing to like there's black quarterbacks now. We have black quarterbacks. We have way more black quarterbacks now. Like come on. And this is something that they felt the need to, because I remember the Giants, they were interviewing the offensive coordinators of the Chiefs. I forgot his name, but hey, he was of African American descent and they didn't hire him.
I mean,
When I'm pretty sure he was
I mean,
more than
yeah. But
qualified
at
for the
DC
job.
though is I think our defensive coordinators.
Yeah, he's from
Yeah,
the
he's from the
Dolphins.
Dolphins. Yeah, Patrick Graham. Yeah,
Yeah, he is.
he's you know.
Um,
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
this is just it's just upsetting. Like why would I want to buy into the NFL? Like I love the NFL. I love watching football. I love big sweaty men fighting to get a ball.
It's
It's
a wonderful thing.
dumb
It's a wonderful thing.
entertainment. Yeah, it is. It is. It's a beautiful sport, and I've played the sport in high school. And you know what? I realized it wasn't for me, but I realized that I do enjoy being a spectator. But like with all the things going on in the world, not just in the sports realm, globally, like this is just like a stab in the back. Like the people who watch NFL are like the people like this is just like super offensive. Like how do I like get past this? Like you're like and if this they're actually gonna have a meeting about this and I like if this goes through, I don't think I want to watch like football because then it just makes things super confusing.
Well, I don't understand why do you need the extra incentive to do that? Like
Because
why does
teams
that
don't want
option have to come about? Why does this certain oh, you know what, we're gonna do it like this? Because, if you hire somebody with, that's from a Hispanic or color or African American descent or Hispanic, whatever the case may be, and from anywhere, basically. It could be an Asian, it could be whoever.
even a female. It doesn't have to be a male. If a female is exposed to, working with NFL players and understanding how NFL franchises work, they should be allowed to be GMs. They should be allowed to be trainers. Who cares?
If you go through your college,
And
yeah.
it's not even about being offended. It's not even about being offended. Like
Is it about like the common
I'm
sense?
trying
Is it
not
like
to
about the
say it.
common sense?
I'm trying not to be. I'm trying not to be like
Is it like
crazy,
common sense?
like with my words. It's not common sense. It's just like it's weird when you make something such a big deal
That doesn't have to be.
because
No.
no, like I'm really trying to be careful with my words. I don't want to say anything crazy. I'm just trying to think. Listen,
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to give the opportunity to people who don't have the same opportunities that another group of people have.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a nice thing to do, but I don't think you should do it because things should be earned because I'm qualified, not because I am going to boost the team's draft position in the third round. You feel me?
Yeah,
I'm trying my hardest not to say anything too radical.
but I get what you're saying though. You're along the line. I kind of understand what you're talking about. You're certified to do so and so job, and basically, why, like I sort of mentioned this, I guess, that yeah, you want to, people go out their whole lives to study to do this certain job, and it's just kind of stupid the NFL is doing that. It's not kind of stupid. It is stupid. It's dumb that they're doing this. Every organization, every team, minus one team. I think one minority owner exists. I wouldn't say.
I think he's for the
I
the
think it's the Jaguars. Yeah.
Jaguars. The
So
guy
I
with the
wouldn't say
mustache,
every
Khan.
team has.
But still, he doesn't have a black head
No,
coach.
I know that's true. Yeah. So it's a sad thing to see. I think it's dumb. I really think it's dumb. Just have it so just have it that the teams can. Why does it? Why can't you just hire whoever? You know.
Hire somebody that makes a good fit for your organization. That's like why does it have to be, oh, he's black, I can't hire him?
That's some of their freaking. That's their stupid views. Some organizations' views. Just so stupid.
That's such a backwards way of thinking, and you're all about moving forward with the league. Like that doesn't make any sense. And it's honestly it's quite exhausting. It's exhausting me. I'm very tired of talking about all this bullshit that's
I
going on.
understand, boss.
I'm
It's
extremely
frustrating. It is
this is
frustrating.
this is some bullshit. As a Giants fan, as a fan of football, this is extremely insulting.
Mm-hmm. It stinks. This is terrible.
And like you know how you get so mad you just start laughing?
That's how you
That's
feel
how I
right now.
feel right now. That's how I
I
feel a
feel you,
little
bro.
bit.
I feel you, bro.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Okay, let's let's move on. Let's talk about some stuff that makes us feel happy.
Well then, I'll give you something to be happy about. So our beloved
Yes.
governor of New York, Mr. Andrew Cuomo.
Andrew.
Andrew Cuomo has been talking every day
Mm-hmm.
to the
Yeah.
media, to us, to the people of the state. He's been doing his daily due diligence to tell us and debrief us about whatever the hell's going on with this freaking COVID crap. And he mentioned today that he is in full support of having the home teams of this state, New York, to play in their respective stadiums, and he's pushing for for sports to come back in New York, which gets us a little bit closer to having the Mets and Yankees back at their respective ballparks, and possibly
Nice.
having even basketball come back, and the Giants hopefully their season, and the Jets coming later this coming
Please, please,
come
please.
come fall, come September.
Too soon.
Um, I'm happy. I'm happy to hear this. When I heard this, I was like, "Yo, this is amazing." At least somebody's back in the idea, like a first from a politician of the state, not from the the president, our leader of the state, leader of New York State. Says he wants to bring back sports and he's all for it. If there's a way he can make it work, he has the full support of the state, and to bring it back to. I hope we could bring back some baseball back to some sort of form. But I'm good. That's good. They're at least going to be able to play in their respective ballparks, or try to have him play in like Yankee Stadium or a City Field. But that was a good bright spot that I wanted to point out. Like, what do you think? Like, is it really plausible that they're gonna have this going on? That they're gonna have games played at City Field without fans, obviously, and a Yankee Stadium? Because the main season right now, it's obviously baseball. That's the main talk of the town in New York. Everything else is basically finished at this time of the year in middle of May. What do you think about this? I need your input on this, bro. I need you to tell me, what do you really picture baseball being played in the Bronx and in Flushing?
Can I picture it being played without
No,
fans or
without
just
fans,
being
just
played
in
at all?
general, having Aaron Judge behind that home plate at Yankee Stadium, having Pete Alonso behind home plate, ready to take the bat, and well, not behind home plate, but at home plate, ready to take a swing. To see him at respective ballparks. At least it'll be weird to see him with no fans, to see the stands empty. I mean, possibly digitalized, which I'm not in agreement with that, but yeah.
Listen, like I said before, I'm all for sports, but it has to be at the it has to be functioning at a capacity where everybody's safe. Everybody has to be tested. Everybody has to be, you know, in good shape. Everybody has to get their reps in. I'm pretty sure everybody's
Oh
getting
yeah,
their reps in
of
too.
course, of course.
But you got to look at what the UFC is doing, and they're testing and testing, 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 testing. You got to keep testing. This is a virus that obviously is spread through over the air, and contact sports is like this prime thing that you could get the virus from. I'm for it, but like it's gonna be weird with no fans. It's gonna be obviously very empty. And I know they made claims that you could have like artificial like fan noise, which I don't know, I think is kind of weird.
Artificial fan. Oh
Um
yeah,
the artificial
I
fan noise that they were talking about.
completely almost forgot about
But
it.
you also have to take into consideration that the owners and the players are still fighting over, how they're getting paid. They don't want to like listen. I signed this contract for X amount of time, and I don't have a million years to play baseball. So like I'm in the prime of my career, and Blake Snell said it on his stream, and I know a lot of people disagree with Blake Snell, but I for one totally understand where he's coming from. Um, he's got to be safe. You're protecting yourself. It's more so about you, and at the same time, I know that the virus is. You're not really at risk if you're younger,
I mean, these guys are athletes. They're in the best shape of their lives. Mostly every one of them.
and they should be getting paid
No,
accordingly. There should be no reason
yeah,
where they
I
take a
know, I
pay
know, I
cut.
know. But
They work just as hard as the owners.
no, I understand. I get 100%. I understand that as a player association, they have the 100% right to, okay, don't think I want to take this pay cut just to go play baseball in the circumstances right now. I kind of get Snell's stance on the situation. Do I necessarily agree with him? Not 100%, but I kind of understand where he's coming from. Having, kind of putting your life on the line. But then again, there's people that are going to hospitals every day. God bless their souls because they're, going in facing this invisible enemy. At the same time, it's kind of like, okay, I get you want to get your money's worth and you don't have a lot of time to play baseball. But at the same time, the people in worse situations than you are. So if you don't want to play, then,
It's
it's
your
your choice.
choice,
If you don't want to,
Like, you
you don't
don't have
have
to
to play.
play.
Like if you're the one person disagreeing with it, if there's like a majority of players that don't agree with you, then I understand a lot of players and I gotta want to come to the agreement to play for the season under a pay cut. If it's the money that's the situation, if money's the issue, then we can have to work around it, I guess. But you know, I don't know. Yeah,
But you see, like the people who are fighting in UFC, they really love like they work so hard on their craft,
yeah,
bro.
they
And to have it
hmm
like broadcasted to millions of people so they can see, they just love what they do. So I mean, at the same time, it's very selfish what Blake Snell said, but you got to look after yours because I don't think the people that are paying you are looking after you as well. You got to think about it. Like, what if you were asked to do your job and you're only getting like, you know, 33% of whatever you usually get paid to do the same job?
no,
I think you'd be
that's
pretty upset.
upsetting. I'm not. That's upsetting. I'm not saying that Snow's wrong. It is upsetting.
No, of course, but you also have to look at it from an owner standpoint. You're not playing 162 games, and we did, come up with this contract for you to play 162 games plus the playoffs if we make
And
it.
if you're not playing
So
those
that's another.
games,
It's,
yeah,
it's just it's a clash. It's a clash. Listen, I want us to be as safe as possible. I want everybody to be as safe as possible because it's not fun to have a loved one get pass away because of this
yeah,
this
what's going
virus.
on? I agree.
We have to take the proper the proper preventative measures to be able to make sure that this goes through. I understand it's a money aspect, it's a money thing. All these MLB and NFL, they get paid by the networks to broadcast their sports and all that
hmm
stuff. But the main priority, the number one thing is making sure that people are safe because if somebody gets the coronavirus like while playing like baseball, it's gonna suck. So what I think they should do is like have a test every series that they do, or what they could do is they have longer series of games. They could have something like that instead of 3 game series, make it about 4 or 5. It's kind of weird, but you do what you got to do, and in these times you have to adapt, like many people are doing.
Yeah, I agree with you with that. The I think the best way you can actually have this season be played out due to the unforeseen circumstances is to have, like you mentioned, every series to have the players test, to have the whole staff, each organization as well, the coaches,
Everybody has to
everybody
be
has to get
tested.
tested.
Everybody.
Is it gonna be too much for them? Too many tests, I would imagine, but
Listen, multi-billion-dollar franchises don't have money to pay for coronavirus tests. Are you kidding me? That's what you don't want to pay for? Okay.
I mean, there's a lot going on, so there's a lot of stuff going.
If that's what you're worried about, then I don't think you guys deserve any of the money that you get from the
They're losing
networks.
a lot
You,
of money
you
this
feel me?
year.
It doesn't matter about the money. If one of your star players dies, like what's
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 the
the
money? Yeah. All right. Yeah. I agree. I agree. I just hope they can come to an agreement and somehow have some games be played this coming season. I want to see something at least happen. Like I mentioned before, the governor of New York says he wants to have some Major League Baseball come back. But the way these contracts are being set up between the Players Association and Major League Baseball and the owners, we might have a little bit of a problem. But hopefully we can get over it. Hopefully people come to the realization maybe we should just take it for what it is. At least we get to play our sport that we love. because you play the sport. You play the sport because you love the sport, right? You play it to because you love the sport of baseball, right? Because you love the sport of
Yeah,
football.
of
You love
course.
at the end of the day, you play the sport because you're not obviously you're good at it.
You got a job to
You
do.
got a job to do. Obviously, you're good at it. You're really good at it if you made it to the majors. But you love the sport. You love play. You love to play baseball. That's the sport you've been playing your entire life since you were a little kid, since your little league. This is the sport you play, and hopefully you mentioned as well. You're not gonna be playing the whole entire season. You're probably gonna play a shortened season, which is most likely the case. So just leave it at that. Leave it as what you're gonna get paid is what you're gonna be. The games you're gonna be played. That's why you're taking a pay cut. You're not playing your entire season like this. If you'd rather not have a season be played, then you're wasting a whole year of your career. Um, Obviously you have the risk of getting sick, but you're wasting your whole career. You're wasting a year of your career that you mentioned that you don't have that much time off. Time of you only have so much years in your prime. So I rather just knowing how if I think it comes down to trust as well with the measures that they'll do Major League Baseball to hopefully
True.
prevent everything of an infection going around within the league, within the teams. So hopefully we'll get some baseball coming back soon, sooner than later. Another conversation that was being spoke about as well, since we're in that realm of baseball, that they're gonna put the universal DH now for the American League and the National
Oh,
League.
yes. I love that. Give me all of that. Bro, who wants to see pitchers pitch bat? Pitchers pitch. They don't bat. Give me all the universal
Yo,
DH. Keep that shit
the best
forever.
team the team that will benefit the most from this
Oh
universal
boy.
DH
Uh-huh.
is the fucking home squad. The fucking Mets, bro. They're gonna freaking
La
La
Potencia?
Potencia, Yoenis Cespedes, the fucking Cuban Missile, bro. El Cubano. You know
Bro, that's like best case scenario for
that
the
is the best
Mets
case scenario
because
because you got the guy that
you
can.
preserve, you don't keep him in the outfield where, a lot of injuries happen. And he's just bad and doing his thing, what he's
And
basically
if
known
he
for.
rakes, he just has to jog around the
He
bases.
rakes.
He doesn't have to run to get a double or to steal a base. If worst case scenario, he's probably gonna get a base hit and be like, "Yo, drive the run in," because obviously he's gonna be playing. He's gonna be batting ninth, right? At least, well, put him with DH.
What?
He won't bat at
No,
ninth,
he
but
doesn't have
you
to
get what I
bat
mean
ninth.
though. He'll play either cleanup or
Put him in the
yeah,
fifth
put him in the
spot.
fifth spot, something like that. So I think it'd be great if they put the universal DH. The way the divisions are gonna be set up this coming season, where they have East, the West, and the.
Are they still doing that? I've heard that they're gonna change it back to the normal
I
thing.
don't think you could do the normal. Have teams travel cross
Why
country
not?
all the way to.
Man, I don't know. There's so much every day the MLB is like, okay, we're gonna do this instead.
No, we're gonna do
So it's
this.
just so it's
No, we're gonna
confusing.
do this.
Huh?
No, we're gonna do that.
Yeah, we're gonna do this now. Bro, the powers that be can't even figure out what to do because of this stupid virus.
It's so much uncertainty, and obviously we don't know what the hell's
And
gonna go
everything's
on.
not set in
It's
stone.
not set in stone.
Nothing's set
This
in stone.
universal DH, they might just scrap it out. We might just be talking about something that might not even happen. And
Honestly, I feel like Universal DH would bring more people to watch
I don't
baseball
know
because it's
the
more offense.
details.
People love
Yeah, I don't know
offense.
the details or as to why the National League hasn't adopted the DH.
Well, they're
I
adopting it
never really
now.
looked into it to that extent. I know there's a lot of history behind the American League DH. They've been having American,
I guess it's to like create
but
to
the
differentiate
American
the
League
league.
DH has been around for over almost 50 years. They've been doing it since
Uh huh.
1973. Like,
Uh huh.
there's almost 50 years right there. Like, what the hell? Like, come on. And Major League, the National League decides, we're not gonna do DH. I think we're gonna keep it as the pitchers.
This is the way we do it. We keep it like that. If Babe Ruth could hit 700 home runs and still pitch, then there's still people out there that can do it.
You got to see the freaking guy, Otani. He plays in the American League and he could bat. Like, he can actually hit
Of
and he
course.
could pitch. He could freaking throw one of the better fastballs that I've seen. And a guy like him,
I can't believe. And listen, I don't like Otani. You know why? Because Andujar clearly could have won Rookie of the
Oh
Year, but
my
no,
god.
Otani
Oh
won it
my
because
god.
he's so different.
You're not gonna
And
let
did
this
he?
go. You're
I
not letting
won't.
this go.
I'll never let
It's been
that go.
over almost
That
over
I'll
2 years
never let
already.
that go.
Almost 2 years.
I don't care.
Just let it go,
I'll
bro.
remember. I never forget. I'm
Just
like
let
an
it go,
elephant.
bro. Just end it. Just let it go, bro.
Speaking of baseball, how do you feel about LeBron James's company, his sports media company, looking into a documentary for the Astros cheating scandal?
Oh yes. I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro.
I think
I
it's too
think it's way
soon.
too soon. Yeah, I don't think it's something you want to push onto the media and to everybody fresh off of what's.
I'll still
I
watch it
mean, I would
though.
watch it because that's
Hell
pretty
yeah,
fucked
that's
up.
super
But
interesting.
I don't think you should have somebody that you know. I wouldn't say that it's kind of soon, but it's just let it wait, let us simmer a little bit, give it like a maybe 5 or 6 years, maybe at least. Then to put something on and start developing something and get answers from the players and answers from the opposing teams, like the Yankees that got really screwed out of it that one year, and the Dodgers as well. I'd give them a little while because right now it's still fresh of everybody's mind. And if
Yeah,
you come to me,
like people don't want
if
to talk
Daryl
about
comes
that
to
right
me
now.
and asks me,
You're a
so
fucking
how you
cheater.
feel?
How the
One,
fuck
one,
you feel
no,
about
not
that?
that. Well, not to me. I'd be like, Daryl
Oh,
come to me, be like, oh, so how do you feel about that the Astros knew basically what you were throwing? I'd be like, that's upsetting. That's fucking cheating. They wouldn't have predicted I would have had a fucking curveball, a slider, and my whole setup,
my
my whole
arsenal.
arsenal was exploited, and I couldn't do shit. I'd be pretty pissed. Like to come to me about it just now, today in 2020. No, I'm not gonna want to talk about it because obviously I can't rectify what happened. I can't change it. I can't do anything about it. The only thing will probably offset is if I win a championship. So give me a couple years, and then if I settle down and simmer down, you might want to talk to me then. Then I'll talk to you about how I feel. Then I'll tell you about how I feel about the Astros and how I feel about stealing signs and all that other BS, all that bullshit that
Yeah,
happened.
because like look at all the great sports documentaries, like Last Dance. Obviously, that was a good one. Dark Side of the Ring. Like, look how long those guys took to come out of the dark and put forward the information that they have. So we don't know how long these people are gonna be like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna come out and I'm because like in order for make the documentary good, you want to have the cheaters
You want to
there.
have
You
straight
know,
from
you
the
want to have
source. Yeah,
Correa.
you want to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you want to have Correa, Bregman. You want to have Hinch, the manager, the GM, because they were all behind it. They all knew what was going on. But I feel like it's too soon. Like nobody's gonna want to talk about it,
maybe if
especially since the season hasn't
yeah,
played
you
out
give
yet.
it maybe 10 or 15 years. Not as long as it took to do the Last Dance, but
Yeah, because it'll come out
it'll
amateur.
come. Yeah,
Heh.
you when
Get it?
yeah,
Heh.
that was whack as fuck, bro. But um, like I mentioned before, you want to give it some time. You don't want to rush into things and have him just push out something very. Again, I'll say very
Rushed.
brush, very. I'm gonna say it again. Fuck it, amateur. LeBron needs to cool it down just a little bit. We want to see something like that. Don't get me wrong, Bron. You're a very talented guy. You smart. You invest in a lot of in the movies and Spring Hill Entertainment. Got the new Space Jam movie coming out soon. But just give it time with the Astros thing, bro. Just give it time. I don't think you should rush into it. Give time to these players. Give time to the fans. A Yankee fan sitting not sitting across from me, but talking to directly
We're
giving my
quarantined.
friend here, my best friend, a Yankee fan, give him some time to process and digest what has happened, and then give him a couple years, hopefully. Maybe then you could talk to around ask fans and ask the media and ask people that were inside the GMs or people that were in detail about it. Stuff like that. You want to wait like I'd say 10 years,
Well, I mean, if they manage to get the people involved, then I think obviously it would be fine. Just make the damn
but just
thing,
not
you
hold
know?
off on it. Hold off on it. I'd say hold off on it. I don't want to rush anything like that. If you're gonna make something like that based off of that story, based off of the cheating and the shit that went on, you take your time with that and you literally make sure everything's meshed well together and make sure everything lines up. Make sure everything comes out. That way, when the documentary comes out, the same way they did the Last Dance, where everybody was in in shock with what the hell fucking Dennis Rodman did, the same thing you're gonna have. Holy shit! I didn't know Carlos Correa did this shit, or freaking Altuve was this and this guy, and he knew he did this and that. You know, like other things that might not have came out that didn't already
No,
come out.
no offense to any of those players, but I don't think any of those players on the Astro team are as interesting
Oh no, no,
as
no.
Dennis
I'm not saying
Rodman or
no. I'm
Michael
not saying
Jordan.
interested. I'm saying stuff that did not come to light. You get what I'm saying?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
nothing like
I
interesting
mean,
like that. But you didn't know stuff that Dennis Rodman did or Michael Jordan
of
did
course, but
up until this point.
let's be real. Like there's everything has come to light. Like the tattoo thing, like that's come
Bro,
to
don't take
light.
my
The
bro.
buzzer thing has come to
Dara, don't
light.
take my shirt off, bro. Don't take my shirt off.
Where was the
Don't
tattoo
what
though? The
it was on
tattoo
his above his nipple.
he got rid of it.
Oh, he got rid of it. That hurts.
Yeah, he's like that's
That
why.
hurts. That shit hurts, bro. To get
So
a tattoo removed, that shit hurts. You hit to eat the bullet. Bro,
that
I
is
just hit a walk off, bro. Yo,
don't
yo,
touch my shirt though.
don't
Don't
touch my
because I got a
jersey, bro.
tattoo.
Don't touch my jersey, bro.
Oh man.
He did a little the finger wag. He's like,
Yeah,
no
no,
toque,
no, no. Don't do that.
no me toque, basically.
And
Yeah.
then CC Sabathia is getting
Yo,
brolic.
I saw that shit, bro.
So
I need to
that's
follow his
good.
trend because everybody's in
You're
quarantine.
getting a little stocky, bro.
Everybody's in quarantine, getting a little stocky, bro. You know, this guy had
I'm getting stocky.
it's quarantine, bro. It's the time of quarantine. No gyms open. You really can't go outside to do what you like to do.
You could go outside and just do some jumping jacks. I think that'll benefit
I know,
everybody. Get the
go
heart
on a little
moving,
run.
pumping.
You could go on a little run. Your little run, 2 miles, something like that. Little something, something.
I was thinking about going to the park and doing some jogs, but I don't know. I think I
Not a
should
bad
though.
idea. Just go out and go with your mask and try to just stay away from people. That's the best advice
Yeah,
I can
bro.
tell you.
But the thing is, the mask is just it's hard to breathe sometimes, especially when you're
I've
running.
been wearing a mask for the last shit. Even before they said this mask thing with him.
You know you hate it though.
I
You
hate it,
hate
but
wearing
I
a
think I've
mask.
just gotten used to it at this point. I'm used to it already. Yeah.
Really?
It took me
Yeah, I
a
hate wearing a
whole
mask,
maybe
but I do it
4 weeks.
though. I'm not an asshole.
No, you got to go outside with it, bro. You have to, whether you like it or not.
You
You
don't
have
have
to,
to. I don't think you have to.
whether you like it or not.
Listen,
To be for everybody else's sake.
I'm a very even kneel guy, and I try to look at things on both sides of the spectrum. Listen, if you're young and you're healthy, you have nothing to worry about. You get the virus, you be able to fight it off. You don't have to wear a mask. But I wear a mask is because it's not about me being
Yeah,
sick.
exactly.
Because I'm not worried about me. I'm very healthy. It's just the people that I live with. I don't live by myself. I live with my mom and my dad and my brothers and sisters. I want to make sure that they're safe. So
Of
when I
course,
go out, that's why I
of
wear the
course.
mask.
You might encounter somebody that's in their 60s and their 70s. They might not be able to fight it like how we were.
I
I'm just saying you
honestly, if I was
encounter.
an old person, yeah,
No,
yeah,
but I'm saying
yeah,
you
I
might not
understand.
encounter intentionally. You might just not realize it. That's the reason why you go about
No,
doing
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like I
Oh
mentioned
man,
before, you wanted to see. I'm sorry, now you wanted to see. I fucked up there.
it's okay.
You think the NBA was gonna come back?
2 to 4 weeks allegedly. Fuck it, bro.
California's gonna open up their
Send it.
facilities in June.
Listen, LeBron James wants to freaking play basketball. You know why? Because he wants his damn
Just
chip.
end it with the Clippers and the Lakers, and just have
All right, so
an
look,
LA championship. That's it.
are they talking about like how they're gonna start the league back up again? Because we're in the middle of the season. What I would do is just start from the playoffs, bro.
Middle of the season, the playoff. At this point of the month, bro, this is May 18th. We're recording this thing.
Yeah,
Today's date
we
would
would
be
be
the Eastern
watching
Conference
conference
Finals.
finals.
Yes, you cannot have a team like the Atlanta Hawks, like the New York Knicks, like the bottom feeders of the league, the Chicago Bulls, the Detroit Pistons. All of the teams play games. Just have them not even bother to play anymore. What are you playing for? You're playing for draft position. I don't play.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Do we just start from the
You can't
playoffs?
even. It's so difficult to put into perspective because you can't have a 1 to 8 seed playoffs. There's too many games to be played. It would take way too long to do it. You're kind of on time constraints that you have to cut down at least some of the season down. You're gonna be having games played in August at this point, or in July. No, at this point, I think you probably have games. The finals be played in July. They're saying they're gonna push the NBA season opening for 2021 to Christmas. I think that's the smartest thing you could do, to have it pushed till Christmas Day.
That's very interesting. That's very
Yeah, that's
interesting.
something you could push it down to Christmas. They did it a couple years ago with the lockout.
Oh
Yeah, they
yeah.
had a shortened season, but they did start it around Christmas Day. That's your best bet at this point. If you're going to continue the season, have it end, give some time to the players to rest, recover, then start the season again in December and just have another shortened season up until June. Then, play it out as a regular off season from there on out. So that's how you fix the problem between this year and next year's season. To have it a 1 to 8 seed playoffs, to have it start 2 months. I don't know. You don't even have teams starting their practices again. You open up the facilities. You need to get everybody back into it. You have to go over everything that they probably forgot, plays that they probably forgot. You got to make sure the players are conditioned enough that you hopefully think they kept themselves in shape in the last 2.5 months since they last touched the
You
basketball.
know LeBron did. You know LeBron did.
LeBron with
I'll tell you
LeBron
that
with
for
that
sure.
Kimbo Slice beard and hair.
You think they're gonna like shave it for the like coming back, or they keep it?
If I'm LeBron, I don't know, man.
I keep it.
Yeah, fuck it, just keep it at this point. Shit.
So I do have like a little interesting like tidbit.
Yeah.
So when I was watching UFC
Mm-hmm.
and there's no crowd,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, it's so dope to hear like the shit that goes on during a fight. Putting that into perspective for other sports. Like imagine what you'll be able to hear with no fans and you're seeing live basketball being
You're gonna
played
see Melo.
with no like
You're gonna
advantage.
hear Melo get fuck out of here. I got it. You can hear it much louder. You're gonna hear LeBron say, wow, wow, wow. You really think he did that? Wow, that's not a foul, bro. But they're not gonna say bro, but
Flopping.
that's not a foul. They're gonna say some really You're gonna hear a lot of shit blurred out. Say that much, because you know how when we play basketball, we were just swearing on the
Oh, of
court and shit.
course.
That's just us
Of
being
course, of course.
regular Joes,
Passionate.
passionate. We're
Passionate.
passionate about the sport, and you got people. You can hear a lot of squeaking of the sneakers. That's one thing you're gonna hear. You're gonna hear a lot of. I can't even make the noise. You get what I mean? The squeaking of the sneakers against the court. You be like, "Fuck out of here! I got it. You guys not a fucking foul. A ball.
But I think that would
A
be
ball don't
interesting.
lie. Ball don't
Don't you
lie."
think?
Oh, nobody said ball don't lie, but
Don't you think that would be interesting having a different perspective, like no crowd noise, just straight basketball, the fucking orange bouncing up the hardwood
they
and
might
all
just
that,
call it.
sneakers
They
squeaking.
might just be like, "And one." Are you gonna hear somebody say "and one"? Mad loud. You know.
Or what they could do is they could still keep like the stadium like sounds like the dun 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 dun, all that stuff.
Call me crazy, but this is a dumbass idea. But just listen. Hear me out. You're gonna listen anyway. How about
I got no
we
choice.
put this sounds so stupid, but they might just do this. This is dumb, but say you have every seat filled up. Actually, no, that makes no sense.
Filled up with what? No, continue.
Okay, say you have the first level of every arena in the NBA, right? You have it filled up. You literally just sell the first level of every NBA arena.
No, bro.
I'm gonna hear me out. But you put like a digital, kind of like you have people like watch the game from a different perspective, kind of like a live view of the game.
What the fuck are you
Like
talking about?
have a
You're selling seats and then you're gonna give them VR headsets to watch the game?
I think so. You have a VR headset, just
But why would you sell the seat then? Why not just make your content VR compatible?
uh
Or you're talking about making like sports watchable through
like
VR?
having like a virtual setup
Having
that you
a virtual
have that you could literally
like switch between
and
seats
like but
in the
have
stadium?
the players be able to hear like
The
the
noise.
noise, something
I
along
don't
those
think the
lines.
technology's there, boss.
I don't know. They did this in the All Star game this past February, where they had the virtual. Basically, they were in the stand. They were watching the presentation from Adam Silver, and then they basically put in the whole screen. Have basically they were as they were watching the game, and they had audible noises from the players and from like the sound of the like you'd be in the arena. Like if you were at Madison Square
Okay.
Garden, you would hear the ambient noise, the people cheering, the dun, 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 the defense chant,
Yeah.
all
Uh-huh.
the other things. I'm just saying, if you put somebody like there, like you have it like virtual noise, and try to have something for the players, because LeBron said it best. It's not the same without no fans. There's nothing like
Of
the
course it's
fans,
not.
regardless if you're the home team, if you're the away team, you're playing on the road. The fans are there to feed off of the team. You as
It's advantages. You have
Yeah, you have home court
advantages
advantages,
for
and then if you're like the opposing team on the road, even in that case, and the fans are booing the fuck out of you, all right, you guys gonna boo the fuck out of me. Now I'm gonna light your team up for 40 points.
Mhm. Exactly.
There's not that same type of energy that you would have there when when there's no fans. So maybe I'm thinking they could. This is what my crazy idea was, that they could put like, I guess, screens in each seat or something to put the noise out, but at the same time have people watch it. Not like they're on TV, but kind of have like the audible like reaction from actual people. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Not
This is
really.
out of the box. This is
Not
out of the
really.
box here, but
I don't
I
know what
told
you
you this
mean.
is gonna be a stupid ass idea, but you listen anyway though. You
Listen,
listen anyway though.
I had no
All right,
choice.
so there you go. There you go.
I don't know, bro. This is gonna be that's the $1 billion question. How do we get this back? How do we get everybody back? How do we get sports back? How do we get,
Mm-hmm.
revenue back? It's all a money thing. That's why these people are so like adamant about bringing sports back. They want to bring it back.
Money, 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 bro.
I'm pretty sure states with cutting out humongous unemployment checks are like, we need the revenue. We need a way to be able to make money so we could actually pay for stuff that people need, like police and
The
emergency vehicles and all that
the
stuff.
the amount of money that these leagues are gonna lose is gonna be insane.
Yes, of course. That's
Major League Baseball is gonna lose a lot of money on people coming to the games. The stadium.
the Yankees are projected to lose about $470 million in stadium
What
revenue.
the fuck? That's insane, bro.
So I'd be big mad too.
Damn, man.
Yeah, man, it's a money
I
thing.
know.
Everybody needs money. We all need money.
Let's hope we get.
The
Let's
economy.
just see if we can flip this around pretty fast. So
No, I don't think so. You got anything else for me, Ed?
whoa. I have a question of the, I guess, the episode, or the question of the day. What do you call this?
Question of the week.
Question of the week.
Question of the week.
All right, this is a question of the week. So, you remember this big hunky guy? This certain somebody used to play for the Mets. Used to pitch. Did pretty well with us. Played for the Yankees too as well.
Really?
He said today on his Instagram, I want to play one more season in the majors. At the age of 47, Bartolo Colon said, I want to join the team, and the team he'd rather prefer to play is the New York Mets. And I was shocked to hear that, just because he played with so many teams in his career, bro. The guy's 47, bro. The guy's been playing in 3 different. If he plays this year, it's 3 different decades he's been playing in.
That's fucking crazy.
That's fucking nuts, bro. 47 years old, man. So, you think he'll get signed to a team this coming season if there's any baseball to be played? You think he'll make a comeback?
Hell yeah. Why not? I don't think it'd be the Mets though, because they're fucking cheap.
I think for old time's sake, I hope they sign him, because he said he wants to retire as a New York Met. I think
so
he had his
annoying.
best career. He's one of his few best years with the Mets, other than his Cy Young campaign with the Angels and his first couple seasons with the Indians. He had a good couple seasons with the Mets, bro. I'm telling you.
He realizes that the fans in Queens adore him. Like, they loved him.
Yeah, bro.
Obviously.
He said, this is what he's just said. Like, literally today, I think he mentioned this. The day of we're recording this. he mentioned the first time he swung at the bat and his helmet fell off, he felt very uncomfortable because
But
he
like,
felt very uncomfortable that his helmet fell off because I'm trying to swing for the fence.
it's
I'm trying to
embarrassing.
swing for the fences here. So
Uh-huh.
the next time he went up to bat again, a couple more times that he went to bat, he got a bigger helmet. So he purposely had the helmet fall off, and he loved it that the reaction was getting from the fans like that, bro. That's genuine, bro. That's
Of
genuine, bro.
course.
The guy doesn't he barely speaks English still. Get him in this country for the last I don't know in the league for how long? Over 20 years he's been in the
You
league,
said, yeah.
and he that energy that what he said it was like wow. Like I was just genuinely shocked. Like bro, like the guy looked out. He noticed he wasn't oblivious to the thing that people were cheering him on because he had his helmet fall off or because he freaking got a freaking hit it to the first base and got an out. People would cheer him in general. But my question of the week is this goes for all sports, baseball included, or any sport you want to talk about. How old is old in sports?
How old is old? I would say like 40. That's for like an average person.
And are you talking of
There's
in any sport?
Yeah, man. How many people you know over the age of 40
Only one
in
player I know that's over the age of 40 and is still playing football is Tom Brady. There's one guy,
exactly.
right?
Exactly.
NBA doesn't have
And
anybody that's over 40 that I know of at least.
Vince Carter?
He retired. He's done now.
Oh, well, he still play when he's 40.
All right.
Um you got
Baseball? That's a tough one.
no, it's 40. It's 40, bro. There's very few people that go past 40 like Randy Johnson, Jamie Moyer, and Roger
How
Clemens
old is Jeter?
off the top
Jeter
of my head.
retired at what age?
I don't Damn, I feel like a terrible Yankee fan not knowing this. I think he retired at 40.
Did he? I
I'm
feel
gonna
like he
go on a
retired
whim
like
and say that he
38, maybe 37.
Yeah,
Could have been
bro.
40. Could have been 40. You might be right. Could have been 40. The NBA doesn't
Yeah,
really have too many older players like I mentioned. You mentioned Vince Carter. What am I missing?
it's 40, bro.
You think 40 is the think 40 is that line?
For average players, yeah. I mean, if you really love the game, then
If you
stay.
keep yourself in
But
shape like Tom Brady.
from a, of course, from a perspective of being an owner, like why would I want to sign a 40-year-old?
But if the guy's still on your team for that long and he's getting up to that age already, do you decide to just cut ties or just keep him
It
on
depends
his
on what
skill
he's done
or
for the
yeah,
franchise.
yeah. So that's what I want to ask people that listen to us. What age you think is old in sports? What do you think is that cutoff? Like not father time, but when is that cutoff point? What age do you think? Daryl says 40. I had to agree with you. I think 40 is the age, or like 41. Once you get to that like 39, you start to think about it. Then maybe at 40, it's like kind of all right. Now you gotta just you're gonna have to let you go. You know.
Yeah, I'm not at that stage where my body's changed, like drastically metabolism wise. So I don't know. You know, everybody always says, when you hit 30, your body
Father
changes. Once you
time
start
hasn't
eating
lost,
stuff, you get
bro.
fat as fuck.
Father time
Huh?
hasn't lost, bro.
Of course, he's never lost. People I do think gonna play well past 40 is definitely LeBron James. He's gonna play till like 45 or
I think
something.
that's a specimen, bro.
He's gonna play till 45. I think so. I strongly believe that LeBron James will play till 45
he can play till
because he feels
he can
like
play
it.
till he's 50, bro.
Just
Call me crazy.
if he wanted to, just because. Anyways, thanks for rocking with us. Thanks for another episode of the Amateurs. We'll be seeing you next week. Peace out.